Welcome to Plot Roast with your hosts, Mick Manhattan and Casey the Madman Plot. We're a couple of friends, watch some movies, and tell some jokes about them. Thanks for joining, and now your host.
So, Casey, this is my third time seeing Halloween Kills.
Mm-hmm. It is.
But this is my third time where I had to watch it and I had to pick it apart.
Yeah, the first two times I watched it, one time with you actually, buddy,
Yep.
was pretty amazing in the theater. Halloween being one of my favorites, and having to pop in with this one was a little different. It was a little weird having to break down one of my favorites.
We did. We came into it because I remember when we first reviewed this for the Scene Snobs, and it was like a straight review of like what we thought. We both really liked this movie.
Loved it.
And it was so now that we're doing it for Plot Roast, which is a completely different entity, where we have to look at it with more of an absurd lens. And I did.
Oh, there's a lot.
I sat down with this movie after Tim had recommended it. Tim being one of our Patreons, of course. All of our Patreons recommend the movies that we watch for Plot Roast. But when he recommended this, I was like, well, I really like this movie. I don't know if I can.
Yeah, I wasn't really sure if I would be able to find anything. I was so convinced out of all the great parts of this. I was like, there's no way I'm going to find something that I can tear this apart with or mock incessantly. But I was wrong.
Yeah, I stepped into this and I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I can do this. Like, what's there going to be to make fun of? And after watching it again with that lens, there's lots of things to say about this.
Oh, there are many messages here. I agree with almost none of them.
This movie starts off just bonkers. I will say I'd still appreciate. So it starts off, just give everybody a rundown. Halloween Kills, of course, is a part of the new timeline that's going on in the Halloween franchise. This is like the 15th reboot?
Something along those lines. Actually, more than that. It's not a reboot because what they're doing is picking up after Halloween 2.
This one takes place only after Halloween 1.
Well, it would be after 2 if you just got rid of that stupid Loomis line about Laurie Strode being his sister. That's really the only part you need to be rid of.
No, because it takes place right after the first one.
Right.
Because they're still at the Myers house.
Yep, surrounding him with the police officers right there.
It's bonkers. This is a whole new timeline. Michael Myers has seen more timelines and multiverses than Doctor Strange.
That's part of the joy of him, man. I mean, he had a whole movie that he wasn't even in.
Oh my God! Right? Well, he was, but he was in the commercial.
That's right. That's right.
When he was sitting in the bar, because now it's like, okay, so that variant is an actor. That's the Nick Castle variant.
Yep.
Oh my God! These movies, and I love them all. I love all of them.
They're great.
I hope to do more Halloween movies on this show eventually.
Down the line, let's give it time. I need my heart needs a little break.
Yeah, like if you asked me, like, oh, do Halloween Kills, which they did, and they said, all right, for Plot Roast to roast them, I'm like, there's so many other ones that I feel like could have been roasted way harder.
They all deserve some form of roasting or another,
but not this one, because this one definitely deserves to be roasted. After watching it, I still like it. I'm still a fan. It's a debacle.
It did not get worse. It in no way lost any value or love for this movie. It is a wonderful movie. It does a great job in the story it's telling. It plays a lot of good characters. But there are some points that logically just hurt. Like turning on the logic brain and turning off entertainment, that was tough.
Yeah, and you really have to, because there's so, like you said, there's so many messages in this movie. So just to kind of give everybody an idea, so it picks up where the first one left off, with Allison, who is Laurie Strode's granddaughter. Her boyfriend is walking through a park after, of course, they broke up in the first Halloween movie from 2018. And then he finds Sheriff Hawkins bleeding out on the thing. Hawkins, of course, being the town sheriff and famous for bringing in Michael Myers back in 1978.
And he had just previously in the movie previous had been slashed about the neck by the crazy psychologist who was trying to send Michael Myers back to his home.
It's definitely something.
Yeah, that's the thing.
There's so much to it that I'm like, wow, this is pretty bonkers. But then it immediately cuts back to, which I thought was really one of my favorite parts of this movie, was when they jump back to the 1978 scenes.
Yeah.
And the way the director filmed this definitely made it look like the 78 version.
Mm-hmm.
But I like how they're really trying to make Lonnie, who is the shithead kid from the original Halloween, they're trying to give him sympathy. It's ridiculous. They're trying to give the kid sympathy where you see him.
Yeah, cowering before Michael Myers, the shape. Yeah, steadily approaching him. But I mean, and he was getting bullied too. The McNally kids.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
there's so many
already setting the standard for how much bullying happens in here in Haddonfield. It's not a great place. No, like Haddonfield is a problem. The kids are jerks.
Further proof that in 1978, all these kids were super jerks.
Yeah,
and they grew up to be hardcore mob mentality rally
alcoholics who all want to join mobs and go, I don't know, monster hunting.
Which is the best part. Like, again, though, but when the look came about for the 78, it looked awesome. You know, like, I like that Jim Cummings, who I like as an actor, he's done a lot of fun movies, plays like the cop who gets killed.
Mm-hmm.
Who's with the young,
shot in the throat. Which also, by the way, nobody needs guns in Haddonfield. Not a single person needs a gun because nobody can shoot. Nobody is able at any point to either hit Michael Myers, the one guy who does after he gets slashed about the arm and is like right in front of him. And still, it's not quite center mass. It's still kind of shooting to the side there. Nothing in the head.
Is there? Yeah, because this guy survived some stuff.
Yeah.
But is there? So they can't shoot, or can Michael Myers bend bullets?
Is he dodging the air around him?
Like, I think he can bend the air. He's like a Last Airbender, and he's just like pushing the bullets away.
I don't not believe it, because by the end of this movie, you find out he's Highlander, and every time he murders, he just gets more powerful.
Oh my God! Right?
That was a little crazy too.
I like that they get into, because you see Loomis from '78. They did a really good job with the CGI for that. Because that actually, it wasn't even really CGI. That was a guy who was just made up to look like him.
Mm-hmm.
I guess might have kind of, and then they just added some.
And then hide in a big giant shadow.
Yeah, fair. But I thought he did good, and the voice was pretty good.
Yeah, you're spot on.
But then you cut to what happened. You cut back to the present day, which is 2021. Or no, this is 2018. It's the same night, 2018. And you cut to the bar scene.
Yeah.
And it's just like, so you have this annoyed couple because these people are just drinking around them, being obnoxious and loud. We come to find it's Tommy Doyle, Lindsay, Marion, who is the nurse from the first one. Nurse Marion, baby. And then Lonnie's there. So Lonnie was a survivor that night.
The jerk.
Yeah. All of them are kind of like, even here's the thing. When you have a whole group every Halloween that comes out drinking because they survived Michael Myers.
Yeah.
And usually Laurie, I guess, is supposed to be with them.
Right.
But of course we know from the events of 2018, she's in the hospital. And we see, we haven't seen her yet, but we know she's in the hospital for this. So they get together and they drink every Halloween to kind of toast the people who died and stuff like that.
Commemorate everything, right.
None of them have anywhere as close to surviving anything as Laurie.
That's the funny thing. When you're looking at these four telling their stories, Marion is the only one who is like right there. And here we go. First of all, this has got to be one of the worst bar night choices to go hang out to do. What is it? A talent show?
Listen, I think a Halloween talent show is a great idea.
Oh
And
my God.
more bars should have them.
Are we gonna start working towards a Scene Snobs talent show?
The Downtown Julie Brown Halloween talent show. We got to do it.
I think it might have happened.
I think we've just birthed something from Halloween Kills here.
Something new.
Halloween Resurrects. Dangertainment. Well, no, but like in this bar, like, okay, so yeah, there's everybody's having fun watching a talent show in this bar. It's Haddonfield. I'm not expecting much entertainment needs to happen, but
clearly not. If people were applauding that crappy speech Tommy just gave.
First of all, what was that speech?
I have no idea. Was it a rallying cry? Was it a campfire horror story? What was happening there?
Why are you giving that speech? Like, nobody needs to toast with you who kind of survived Michael Myers 1978. You guys ran out of the house and he didn't even chase you.
Like, I mean, at one point you almost didn't even open the door in time. I'm still bitter with you, Tommy. You got too close. Laurie almost got knifed.
You weren't the only one who actually got attacked out of those people in that bar.
Marion
was Marion, but
yeah.
He didn't even want to kill her. He just wanted the car. As soon as she was out of the car, he didn't want to deal with her.
Nope.
And every single one of those people he walked away from.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't try to kill him. He just walked away from him.
Yep.
And they're like playing up that survivor card. Is this like stolen valor?
No, I mean technically that's a survival thing because some of them came across bodies.
Who?
Pretty sure didn't the kids?
No, only Laurie.
The kids didn't see any bodies.
No, they only saw him. Remember, because she locked him in.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because when they left and when they hightailed it out of there,
mm-hmm.
She walked in the room and saw Annie's body with Judith's thing, and then like the other body swung and stuff.
Yep.
And there's only 3.
That's right. And she blocked the kids from going there. That's right. Because she was a good babysitter.
She was a very good babysitter. Yes. So I get why, I get how they would be terrorized as kids to see Michael Myers. Don't get me wrong. But I think it's some bullshit to be standing up on stage talking about how we're the survivors of the Haddonfield boogeyman. It's like, you need to shut up, Tommy Doyle, because you're really like kind of pushing it right now with this shit.
I mean, Tommy Doyle just kind of bothers me on a couple levels.
Oh my God, I have so much to say about Tommy Doyle. before we keep going, because we're going to go in order, but I have so much to say about Tommy Doyle because there's some moments in this where I'm just like, who is this guy and why are they listening to him? He's like the captain of the football team that spins that yarn that he scored 17 touchdowns in the championship game. And nobody cares enough to go and look back and whether he did or not.
It's just like a really big number. And yet nobody cares. They're like, nope, we trust Tommy.
Fucking
evil dies tonight.
I like how Lonnie was the piece of shit as a kid.
Yeah.
So,
well, he's still a piece of shit adult. Like, he put his kids in harm's way.
Oh, trust me, I'm going to be going all hog on that
thing I could imagine. But yeah, that's another thing. We're getting there.
Well, before we get there, so we find out Michael survived because the fire department goes because it's a blaze. Laurie had set it ablaze with him stuck in a basement. We know that from 2018. The fire department shows up. One guy falls through into the basement.
Which I love that backdraft moment.
Oh my God, right? At least they're wearing masks, and backdraft that always drove me nuts. I could pick that movie apart for days. But first of all, he fell straight down onto his Scott pack, back broken. That's just it. It's back broken.
Yep.
His alarm's going off, and nobody heard it. I'm not even going to pick this apart as to what's real and what's not. But Michael Myers finds this out. He gets out, and he massacres. In fact, the guy I think who fell got it the easiest.
Well, I don't know because he got like a couple smashes. The guy who got pulled down, maybe not so much either. That probably wasn't.
All right, that's fair. He did.
But then I don't know, man. When he's standing at the front door as he's now walked out and exits the house, and all the firefighters figure out what's going on, and they kind of start grabbing their stuff, and it's now Michael Myers versus firefighters.
Well, this is what cracks me up. They spray him with the hose. Look at this hose and how they it's so flimsy. Like, what fire are you
terrible
putting
weapon.
out?
Like, why did you turn it off? Is the truck off? Is the pump off? What's going on?
I mean, I can only imagine he turned it like a quarter of the way on, which isn't always how hoses work, but like that still should have been more than the puttering that he got in the chest.
Yeah, I don't like it.
So that's how Michael Myers survives, with a couple of little burns on his mask, and he's
Then
ready
he
to
gets
roll.
hosed off, so he's now cool and relaxed, and he's murdered, so he's recharged.
So this time around, Laurie's in the hospital, and her daughter and granddaughter are with her. Of course, we saw that happen
With this super long surgery scene.
There really was, and then you have Allison and Karen, who are the mother and daughter or granddaughter, talking to each other. And I think the thing that cracks me up the most about that is her name is Karen in it.
Yes.
And Judy Greer, as I love her, I think she's a wonderful actor. I think she always makes me smile in whatever she's in, and whenever she just shows up. But she plays a Karen, a bipolar Karen, really well.
She does.
And in this movie especially, because it's like she's sad about her husband, who mind you, they gave this guy no screen time in the first one.
Well, he got like 3 minutes.
Talking about peanut butter on his dick.
Yeah.
So like that's what he got. He got the dopey mentality, and then going forward, it was just like, well, in this one, it's like, well, he was a cut up, and we loved him, and he was this, that, and the other thing, and Dad was the best dad ever, and it's like,
yeah, they speak really shockingly highly of him.
Yeah,
he did not come across that way in the first movie at all.
No, I didn't even think he had friends in the first movie. It was so ridiculous. But they're in the hospital. They're figuring it out. Cut to everybody starting to realize that Michael Myers is still out there because they realize he got out of the fire. And then they cut back to the bar. Mm-hmm. And we have the couple that was being annoyed by the survivors. I'm going to call them the survivors crew.
The survivors.
A doctor and a nurse, a black couple, doctor and nurse combo.
Marcus and Vanessa.
Marcus and Vanessa, that's right. I can't remember.
Honestly, for me, bang for my buck, they're the weakest couple in this whole group, this whole movie.
Really? The best couple are the Johns.
Yep.
Rest in peace, John.
Second only to I think Phil and Sandra.
Who were Phil and Sandra? You were talking about?
They're the ones who are playing they're playing with the RCs. They're the ones who die in the beginning. The one.
Oh, I didn't even get to them.
Big comic, yeah.
Oh my God, the drones! I call them the old drones because they're playing with the drones. I
love them, dude. They're life goals. That's relationship goals right there.
My favorite is right here, where the drone flew out, and he's like, "You don't know how to fly it," so he starts flying it for her, and then it just is thrown from the darkness, and he's just like, "What the fuck?"
What's that?
It's so funny.
But that the idea of them just being up late, dicking around, having some dinner, and then drinking wine and having Cheez-Its was a great line. I was like, that's beautiful. That's what I want.
I like how your notes, because I did take notes. I have notes. But my notes consist of survivor team, husband and wife, nurse and doctor, and not Phil and Sandra. I called them old drone couple.
Old drone couple is way better. I like old drone couple more.
Cowboy sheriff.
Which one? Oh, Cowboy Sheriff that no one listens to?
And no one listens to.
Why is he a sheriff?
I feel bad for him because he's right. He's like the guy who's right the most in it. Like, don't do this. This is a bad idea.
Yeah, but no one will listen to him. We all want to listen to drunk Tommy.
Drunk. Oh, wait. So when the couple, now what was the couple's names again?
Oh, that's Marcus and Vanessa.
Marcus and Vanessa, they're going to leave. They go out to their car. Vanessa goes out there by herself. She gets in the car, and she realizes somebody's in the car, and she runs back in.
Which also, those car windows are super fogged up. You would notice that.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And so she doesn't know who it is, but she knows somebody's in the car, so she escapes, and she runs back inside. And Tommy grabs old Huckleberry, a bat, behind the bar.
From
First
Ben
of all, Tommy,
Brian's bar.
whatever you're going for here, it's not a good idea to pick up a bat called Old Huckleberry. No.
Nothing good's going to happen.
He grabs the bat, and then Tough Guy walks out of the bar. I shit you not.
Well, because he's
doing
super
his
tough guy and
best.
drunk. Look at him. Look at him. He's all drunk, tough guy.
He is pulling his best impersonation of midlife crisis Biff that I've ever seen.
I feel like that's actually what he succeeded in doing, but there's a little Dirty Harry pull. He's trying. He's trying to be like Dolph Lundgren, Dirty Harry.
If ever there was an avatar for an angry dad at a Little League game, this Tommy Doyle would be it.
Dude, Tommy Doyle is absolutely that guy. And you know he's just waiting to get his Camaro again.
And because did you see his car in the first? It's like a two-tone, like old school, like Mustang from like 1992. Like Tommy, come on, man, get it together. It should have been an IROC Z.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense. They're Illinois. They're not going to have Camaros. They're not going to have Chevys.
So Tommy's rolling out. He starts smashing up their car, and whoever's in it starts pulling away and drives around the block, and then crashes the car
immediately.
We come to find out, because they're thinking Michael Myers. We come to find out that it was actually Benjamin Franklin who was driving the car.
Oh, I thought it was Oswald Cobblepot.
I got serious Benjamin Franklin vibes on this.
I even wrote down, I can feel the Franklin. I'm with you, but I feel a lot of Penguin there.
I didn't even name him. I just wrote Benjamin Franklin, and I know exactly what I was talking about in my notes.
Yeah, the other guy who escaped from the insane asylum.
Yeah, so Ben Franklin escapes the car and runs away while he sees the mob is running up to the car, and then we get what is possibly the best representation in the world of what an abused child sees when they look at their father. And then it's Tommy Doyle and the red brake lights of the car.
Oh my Lord.
Looking horrifying.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely not what you want to see. Someone messed up. Someone's coming home after losing some money at the racetrack.
That is my dad's out drinking, and I hope he doesn't come home.
It's not good. I'm telling you, this is like an anti-drinking movie. This is why you shouldn't drink alcohol, folks, because it makes you turn into maniacs who are just swinging baseball bats at cars.
It really is. It's such a debacle. And even like, there's like one point where even like he checks the car and then he like kicks the car door as hard as he can with his foot.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, don't add insult to injury. That's somebody else's car.
Although it did wind up in pretty terrible disrepair.
So now he knows Michael Myers was still out there running around. And he is like hardcore vigilante justice ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
But before we get there, we're introduced to probably the greatest couple in movie history. And that is Big John and Little John, who are currently living in the Myers house.
Yep.
And let me tell you the number one reason why Big John and Little John shouldn't have died in this movie.
Because of their incredible love for one another?
That's a close second, but the first one should be Michael Myers is a monster for murdering these two men who clearly fixed up his house beautifully.
Oh, yeah. By the way, I was going to mention that. This Hunter Green thing they have going with the aesthetic and that low light is stunning.
I know.
I love that.
That den, I mean, everything about it. I'm like, they really hooked this place up, because even like the front of the house was like beautifully landscaped and taken care of.
Yeah, it looks really nice. I mean, way better than in 78 when it was all busted out, broken windows. And like,
even in bullshit, even in 62 when the kid kills his sister. That house looked like shit.
That's fair. Yeah, they didn't take care of the shit. Myers weren't big on, property respect.
No, they weren't. Well, I mean, listen, where did they go? They threw their child to the Strodes and was like, sayonara, we're out.
Yeah, they bailed. Well, remember, that's not canon. I don't want to hear
that's
it.
Not canon in this, but that's canon.
Not canon. That's not my canon.
All right, fair.
Strode is not its sister.
So we get introduced to the Johns who live in the Myers house now. They're not dead yet. They do get a good scare by some kids who are wearing some very familiar masks, and end up going to the park. But while they're going to the park, here's good old Tommy Doyle rallying people. He actually says the line. He pulls up in his car, and there's like a bunch of people outside of a liquor store. A liquor store.
Yeah, a liquor store.
And he rolls up on them and he goes, listen, I need some good people who aren't afraid to get their hands dirty. And like
everyone else go home.
Him. Everyone
else go home.
Everyone else go home. Lock your doors. If you're willing to get your hands dirty, join it. And there's like 10 people surrounding him. Like, this is our town. He's giving horribly riot inciting speeches in this movie.
That's all he's doing is just inciting riots. He's not getting anyone. He's getting everyone fired up to just go hunting, and like it's ridiculous.
All the while, the cops are questioning Karen and Allison in the hospital.
Which I'm sorry, I just have to state for a moment. I'm surprised you would be shocked by that about the whole liquor store thing. He's been drinking. You know, when you're drinking, you have to keep drinking. Don't keep drinking. Like
I get it.
He's constantly got to be on the sauce.
No. But he was drinking, then driving up to the liquor store, not to buy more alcohol. I'm sure he did, but not to buy more alcohol, to get people to join his league.
Yeah, his recruiting. He had a wonderful recruiting montage.
It was, oh my God. All while, again, the cops, Cowboy Cop and the other sheriff's deputies, are at the hospital questioning Allison and Karen separately, by the way.
Yeah.
Why? Questioning them separately. And of course, we're getting different information from them, which, I mean, works, but at the same time, it's like, no, it wasn't after my grandmother. The doctor was bringing him. And the other one's like, my mother warned me about this, that he'd be coming for her. And it's like, there's so much misinformation happening right now. It could be fixed if you put them in the same room, which you should, because she's a minor.
Yeah, but Karen's given the whole, like, my life story, and this is the evil that I foresaw and was told about but didn't believe. Like, she's all, like, in shock and everything. Like, I mean, Judy Greer's fantastic actress. She has a wonderful breakdown scene where she just balls her face up. You know,
which makes sense. I mean, she lost her husband, her mother's in the hospital, her daughter goes fucking missing.
See, I feel like that was the scene that's supposed to make us care about her husband. Because really, even during that scene, I'm still like, really? I hope you're only shedding like 30 tears.
So, like,
it's better be a short one.
While the police are running around questioning people at the hospital and not doing their job and catching Mike Myers, because clearly he's not at the hospital.
No. According, they've got to, go where everyone is.
Yeah.
They can't like send people out to actually go do that job and go search for the bad guy. No. You go where everybody is.
Who knows what the hell's happening? But I do know that Lonnie shows up while Tommy is out there with Lindsay and Marion and was it Vanessa and Marcus?
Marcus, yeah.
I remember. See, I got it. They all go out searching. Tommy's trying to recruit people. Lonnie goes to the hospital to get his son.
Mm-hmm.
And then him and company and Allison joins them. And now it's everybody at the hospital talking. Like, they go see Lori. Like, it's such a debacle, man. The whole thing is nuts.
Well, it's just like this weird stream of people. Just a lot of stuff is happening, and it's very chaotic. And they're trying to give that effect. It's almost like Cloverfield. They want to lock you in and bring you in and throw all this craziness at you. And you've got to try to keep up. And it's difficult. The whole point is it's tough to keep up. And through that message, Tommy's able to pull his horseshit big super speech and get everyone riled up.
Before the speech. Oh. This is them giving out the guns.
Oh, yeah.
Because remember, they go back and they give out guns to Marion and Lindsay and everybody.
That's right. Yep.
So this is, they go to the hospital. Lonnie gives out the guns, and then they all go out searching.
Yeah.
Because they end up at the park, and Lindsay goes to tell those kids, you got to get out of here. And Michael Myers murders everyone in the car. Vanessa,
and those fucking kids, man. Those kids are just jackholes. Those are the ones who mess with the Johns and play dead and these kids are jerks.
They were.
It's got to be brutal around there, man.
Just being super shitty.
Yeah.
I like how Marion finally, after shooting everything, shooting all the windows out so it's just open, pulls the gun on Michael and goes, "This is for Dr. Loomis." And shoots, and it's not loaded.
Yeah. Boy, that was
equals
sad.
death.
But I mean, I enjoyed it because we got a great kill out of it. And really, at
We got
the
a
end of the
couple.
day, I kind of start fucking voting for Mike.
Yeah, I know. At this point, the stupidity is astounding.
Kind of rooting for Mike.
So he
Like,
chases Lindsay down. She hides.
Because, people can hide from Michael Myers.
I thought she played that smart. That was like the
Yeah,
old. It's like she hid and she like
Yeah.
held her mouth and she was like, "Not today, Satan. It ain't
Yeah.
happening."
And it worked.
Yeah, it did. But I like how he positioned the bodies and took the masks of the kids, which were the masks, consequently Easter egg from the 3 masks from Halloween 3, which I thought plays back around, did a good job. But now, after they find the bodies and they find Lindsay, back to the hospital with them.
Back to the hospital after all of this death, this rampant death, which was really screwed up. Like, they did that well. I do like the deaths in this.
Well, they think that the guy that they're chasing, Ben Franklin, is Michael Myers, and he's coming to the hospital, and he is, but that's because he's one of the escaped patients who's just scared and he's hurt. So his idea is, I'm going to the hospital. But good old Tommy Doyle starts telling everybody with old ass Sheriff Brackett, who's now a security guard, "Hey, this is our town. Don't listen to the cops. It's time to vigilante his ass."
And that's what they do.
They chase this chase scene. Listen, if this was any closer to January 6th, I don't know. Like, I wouldn't believe the title of Halloween.
What, the speed with which the Ben Franklin is running?
No, the speed at which everybody was like, "Yeah, I'll turn." Yeah.
Oh, how fast everyone just jumps on board. Like, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Storm the beaches of this
hospital. Well, let's go.
And it's not just it's everybody. Karen is running around. She's trying to protect Benjamin Franklin. She locks him like a hallway. They even like Laurie screaming like, "It's not him. It's not." And they knock her to the ground like in her injuries. And then they start storming this hallway. They throw Karen out of the way. The cops are trying to stop them, but nobody's listening to them. Tommy's running the show now, like a certain orange, human being that we know, just inciting those riots, but
getting people angry over all misinformation.
So this poor guy, Benjamin Franklin, who is clearly not Michael Myers.
I mean, obviously,
he's like 5'3",
and he's not moving like him.
No, he's running. He's running from them in a white outfit. Like, that's not Michael Myers, you idiot. This is why there's stolen valor survivor bullshit that I was talking about earlier pisses me off, because it's like, you didn't fucking know anything, dummy. Sorry, Tommy, you don't know shit. Because if you knew anything, you would know that wasn't him.
Yeah, you would be able to see and go, that's definitely not Michael Myers. One of the also major highlights for my gunpoint, to go back a few kills, was the Vanessa and Marcus kills. When Vanessa's shooting throwing the gun in front of her, and all he does is kick the door, the gun pops off right into her face. Once again, proving, don't try to shoot Michael Myers. You'll only miss everything or shoot yourself.
These are like future stormtroopers here.
Oh, absolutely. That's exactly what I thought of. I was like, what is happening? This would totally make sense as to why you don't need guns. Not everybody needs a gun when your shooting is like that.
Where did they create stormtroopers? In Haddonfield, Illinois.
Haddonfield, Illinois.
Oh, my God. But when poor Ben Franklin is going, here's what cracked me up. This doctor is just screaming in rage and trying to break down the window to the door he's in. He just completely throws out the Hippocratic Oath, and he's like, "I'm going to take this motherfucker.
Do no harm my ass." And then, do you notice that later in the at the end, he's back just doing doctor shit?
He is. He's smashing it and screaming. It's so much so it gave, because then at one point he picks up a wheelchair and tries to throw it through the window.
Yep.
That this poor Benjamin Franklin looking motherfucker grabs a fire hydrant and just smashes a window and jumps out of the window. He kills himself because he's terrified.
And what a freaking death, man! They showed all that.
Ooh, yeah. And then, but I like how it makes you feel like, oh man, everybody came to their senses. Nope, this is reality.
Yeah,
this is reality because we've seen it happen in real life. They didn't come to their senses. Now Karen is pissed off, and she decides, hey, let's lure this motherfucker out.
And the sheriff is done, by the way. The sheriff is checked out. He's sitting
Sheriff
in the
is sitting on the
stairwell just crying.
He at one point took his hat off and threw it.
Yep.
And then at the end of it, like he's just sitting on the stairs. They're not looking for Michael anymore. They quit.
They're done.
They're like, well, get Hawkins back. When he feels better, he can take over. I will, but the fact that like she talks to him, she has been the biggest proponent of not chasing him down. Now all of a sudden she is switched. But before she even shows up again, we have Hawkins talking to Laurie, telling a story from '78.
Oh my God. The bar story?
No, the story where he could have stopped Michael Myers.
Oh, the one where he could have stopped him and he didn't.
Yeah.
When
he was like, I could have stopped him. I should have ended everything that night. It's all my fault. Because like Loomis was going to shoot him. Loomis was going to straight up just shoot him in the head.
Shoot him in the head, call it a day.
And young Hawkins stopped Loomis from doing it. And all of the other cops were like, well, we'll cover up you shooting your partner.
So we'll pretend here. You take this gun. He shot himself. You didn't shoot him from across a room in the throat.
Yeah.
Well, there's also, I do have another one of those scenes with Jamie Lee Curtis and Will Patton who crush it. Some of my favorite actors. But they have the scene where they have the story about the night in the bar.
Tell me again, because I don't remember it.
So they're having this moment where they're going back and forth. They're both injured as all get out. He's just been wheeled in. And she starts to tell him, I think about that night and what could have been between us and if things had been different. And then he kind of gets up and makes a joke about it. And they create this really beautiful romantic moment in the middle of Halloween Kills. So it's these two monster actors who are throwing some chops behind this beautiful moment. And it's like, then you get to this mob scene. So a bit disjointed, but it works.
I did kind of like that though. I do know what you're talking about. And I like that those two were put together and they were able to act off of each other because it made because she was pretty much out of commission for the whole movie.
Yeah.
She does no action in this, like other than get knocked down in the mob.
She needs a doctor once and it opens up her stitches. So she's like,
oh my God. So I do like that they put them together, which leads me to believe that more is going to come from them in the next one.
I really hope so. I hope the three of them, they all finish it together. Oh
yeah. Well, Lonnie, of course, in company with Allison and his son, decide to go hunting, and they're both still like. I love that they're both still in their outfits. Like Lonnie's son is straight up dressed like Bonnie from Bonnie and Clyde.
In drag the whole time. Yep.
He's still in his dress, just hunting them down. I'm like, Jesus, dude, change at least. Like I'm pretty sure.
Look, you don't understand. Those skirts are very comfortable to run in. There's a lot of maneuverability. There's, so I would stick with the kilt skirt style.
Nah, you ask, and that is not a kilt. Kilts breathe.
No, that was, look, I'm not saying that was a kilt. That was clearly a skirt. But there could be mobility, man.
that bastard should have taken that goddamn skirt off. Fight with your dick out. Just fight with your dick out at this point. I mean, she's wearing Clyde's outfit, so it works. Like, she's still in pants, and, like, it's fine. Dude, you ain't fighting in a skirt. Michael Myers?
No,
in a tight-ass skirt?
Run. You can still run. That's what matters. You're not going to fight. Nobody's fighting Michael Myers. Nobody and let me tell you why nobody fights Michael Myers, because nobody wins, because he's a Highlander. He's one of the immortals.
Name one person in this movie that fucking ran from Michael Myers. Not one person.
Name one person who lived.
Oh, well, yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, Laurie, she couldn't run.
So far.
So far. We'll see what happens. But, yeah, dude, nobody runs. Like, they're all like, no, evil dies tonight. Somebody dies tonight, and it ain't evil.
Well, I mean, if you're talking about the evil of man, as in every human in Haddonfield, sure, keep it up.
Yeah, well, I mean, for some reason, these idiots, the three idiots, show up to the Myers house and it's like, we're going to get them. What? What? He's murdered everyone he's come across. And it's Lonnie. It's fat ass Lonnie. And I will call him that because I'm shaped just like him.
Lonnie with his son.
With his son, his teenage son, and his teenage daughter, and his teenage son's girlfriend.
His ex-best friend's teenage daughter.
There's so much to this fucking
Yeah,
connection.
there's a lot going on. Like he shares that story of him and her father doing peyote. It's
oh my God.
What kind of fucking piece of work are you, buddy?
Well, I got that from him. That's who he is. But he's not the drunk dad that he's like the drunk dad that shows up to the Little League game drunk.
Yeah.
But everybody's just kind of like, that's Lonnie, though.
Everybody, yeah, that's Lonnie. It's just
like
Lonnie.
Whereas Tommy shows up and it's like, oh man, he's gonna beat up his kid. Like he's gonna hit his kid in the face. Like if his kid doesn't like knock zingers out of the park, Tommy Doyle's got. He's got the last name and everything.
He's gonna have words.
Yeah, he's gonna do his best Peaky Blinders impersonation.
You want to do some wall sits, kid?
Oh my God, these know-nothing survivors. Ugh, they didn't do anything. I really think that was just Lori creating a team.
Yeah.
She's like, you ever heard of the Avengers? Well, we're going to be the Haddonfield Avengers or something.
That's what Karen does, though. Karen pulls them all together. Like, you've been doing it wrong. Now I'm going to show you how to hunt.
No, Lori, Karen gets out. She's like, I'm done. I'm out of this. Oh, at the end. At the end, Karen does. Yeah, because Karen goes in. She didn't save anybody but her daughter. And that's barely. She got there late.
Yeah, like, real late.
Hits him with the pitchfork, takes off his mask. It's the whole thing is, she starts to fight. She goes for it. She gets his mask off. She's taunting him. Michael gets up, chases her down a few alleys.
With his weird, deformed face that you can kind of see from parts and angles, which was cool. Now, was that Nick Castle who was standing for that?
Yeah, anytime Nick Castle, anytime it's Nick Castle with the mask off. It's Mike Myers with the mask off, it's Nick Castle.
That's right.
So she finally gets to 1 Street and her trap is sprung, the one she made with Tommy Doyle and the whole town.
Here they go. Teeing off on Evil Dies Tonight.
You got
with
your
weird cheetah guy who still can't shoot.
Dude, there's so many people dressed in pajamas in this. I wonder what, there's no way the casting casting director was like, listen, we need extras, show up in pajamas. That was just townspeople. And they were like, listen, we're shooting in North Carolina, and just, show up. We need people who will be extras in this mob scene. And people just rolled up in their pajamas. That's what happened. I do not believe anything else.
I completely believe your story, and I think that's 100% the truth.
Yeah, people just straight up rolled up and
that's what I would have done. I would have had a dragon onesie on that motherfucker. You kidding me? I would have been up there with the wings and everything.
Yeah, there was one woman who was holding a shovel in this scene, and she is straight up wearing plaid pajama bottoms, slippers, and a hoodie. And I think she even had a cigarette in her hand at one point. And I was just like, Roseanne Arnold?
And here's my question. If you're in Illinois and a lot of people are rolling around and you got Tommy Doyle coming by going, hey, I need good people to get their hands dirty. Who in the fuck is showing up with a 4x4 piece of wood to fight Michael Myers?
Everyone grabbed with the gun.
This is the worst mob ever. This is legitimately the Frankenstein mob.
It I mean, the whole allegory of the Frankenstein mob really was what came in here strong, because you could tell
but less torches.
Well, you could tell that's what he was going for with it.
Right.
Was this is what happens when the mob goes after the wrong monster.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're finally here for the right monster, or is it? Because they beat the crap out of him.
And then, classic stabby, just hit him a bunch and he stops moving.
Oh, he's done. They beat the crap out of him.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But then, of course, in true voiceover fashion, you got Laurie saying, evil never dies. And then he gets up and slaughters everyone.
Talking about how the more he kills, the more he can feed on, the more fear he can feed on, and how he feeds on that fear and how he can never die as long as fear exists. Ooh.
And they play it up big time because like he starts killing like the first couple of people and more people step back and like it gives him that hesitation to kill them and like they even kill Tommy Doyle, which is finally like I know some child out there who was Tommy Doyle's son is probably extremely happy at the moment.
Thank you so much, sir, for my Christmas present.
Lindsay comes home and is like, your father was murdered. Oh, thank God.
Woo! Oh, wait, are you sure? Because
I've been really praying for this. Like, it's just he's like he immediately gets inside of it. Oh, thank you, Michael Myers. Thank you. My birthday parties will be so much more pleasant now. He won't be keeping my cake over.
Michael Myers.
I just imagine Tommy Doyle for every holiday that his son is trying to enjoy, he like kicks over a table or punts his presents across the room at Christmas.
There's something wrong everywhere.
Because it's not Halloween.
He literally walks in and like smashes the cake. Like, boy, you learn this cake.
Like he's taking bites of it with his Pabst Blue Ribbon in his
real good cake. Maybe if you lost some weight, you little porker, you'd be able to have some.
Knocks him over in his chair. Like he just like that's the terrible like I see it in him. And Anthony Michael Hall plays it like that.
That's the way he comes across. He's not likable.
He's not likable at all in this movie. And I'm just like, poor Tommy Doyle, who really didn't have much going for him in the first place. Like, at least when Paul Rudd played him in his timeline, he was just weird. Like, he just ended up being weird. This guy just ended up being like a disgruntled, drunken mess.
Yeah. I like Paul Rudd's timeline more as Tommy Doyle. Because this Tommy Doyle was very rude, very problematic, just kind of a jerk.
And he was high and mighty up there. High and mighty for giving his speech about how they're the survivors of the Haddonfield Boogeyman. Like, come on, dude. She told you to go outside and go down the street. You saw one shape in the shadows and you ran. She
literally, like, he opened the door, she turns around and slams it, grabs him, and throws him in the back. She's like, go upstairs and go hide.
And she married his biggest enabler in Lindsay. He married his biggest enabler because, she was just like, I was there that night. And you know what? You're so justified in everything that you've done. And she's so happy that he lets her tag along in their drinking and live that stolen valor lifestyle of a survivor.
I love that you call it stolen valor.
I'm not letting it go. I'm not relenting.
He didn't earn it. He didn't fucking earn it. Tommy Doyle is foolish. He's a phony. He's a big fat phony.
He wants other people to get in trouble. Like, he'll incite the riot and be like, I didn't do anything. Like some other people,
Yeah, but he'll do somebody to match and say you throw
it. And then his poor kid is sitting at home like, will I ever have a birthday? God forbid they had a kid who was born on like October 30th. Oh my God, it's like that's our drinking night.
Yeah,
the whole week is our drinking week.
The whole week. Well, I'm pretty sure with Tommy Doyle, every week is drinking week.
Every week is drinking week with Tommy Doyle. I'd hate to see his kid. Like, he probably, those kids are a mess. Those kids are just a complete and utter mess. And because they definitely have them, I guarantee it. And I hope they show it in the third one. Like, Lindsay's at home with like her two kids who are just straight up relieved that dad's dead. Oh my God, what if he didn't die? What if he comes back in the next one and he's just like fucked up? So now he's just like at home and like
I don't know. Did he? Oh no, because he just got like the slice and then they just showed his face red, right?
I don't.
It was the stylized Suspiria kill.
I adopt the suspicions that if you don't see the person like completely mangled dead, they don't have to be dead.
That's fair.
Even
not like Big Joe.
Definitely, yeah. Poor Johns, man.
They're Big Johns.
Like, can I just say right off the bat, rest in peace, Big John.
Yeah, R.I.P. Johns.
R.I.P. Johns. We love you.
You're
great. They were the best characters in this thing because they just wanted to stay home. They had a charcuterie board. He was listening to spooky music, getting high, hanging out. It was a lot of fun. And of course, Michael's like, I want to come home and stare out of my window.
And they were being cool with the kids, even the kids who were kind of jerks. They were still being nice with them and having fun with them and messing with them back a little bit.
Yeah.
It was all good. And, right. And then Mike's like, hold on, man. I want to go back to my house and I want to go look at my window and I want to think about the time I killed stuff.
I know. Dude, it's such a debacle, the whole thing. And the poor guys die. And then, of course, Karen comes back to the house. Like, she doesn't stay for the mob thing. She just sets them up and then leaves.
No. She walks over to, after the mob thing is done, she makes her way back to the house and gives her daughter a nice, beautiful hug and
goes up by herself into the house.
Just walks into the fucking house. Walks into the Myers house.
Let's knock it back a few. She walks into the active crime scene.
Yeah.
She walks in.
Just and wanders.
And mind you, wanders into this active crime scene and nobody else is there.
Nobody.
She looks out the window and then there's Michael Myers and there's Karen dead.
Yep. She got a whole lot of classic this. She got to pull her Janet Leigh.
Yeah, they played up that supernatural bit where at the end where he likes to stare out the window and he sees the monster in the window. It's just reflection. It's like, I don't know. They were playing that up. I was like, we'll see what happens with that in the third one. But
I mean, they mentioned it 3 fucking times. I'm pretty sure if you mention anything 3 times, it's a thing.
So it is a thing, but it was a loose
reflection thing we're gonna get.
So it ends. The whole movie ends with Michael Myers staring out a window, and then it cuts to Laurie Strode staring out of a window.
Yeah, because Laurie Strode then is on the phone because she tries calling, and it shows Karen's phone ringing, and it shows Laurie on the other end, and the phone gets picked up, and it's Mike Myers breathing, and she goes, "I'm coming, Michael."
Yep.
And then she just grabs the knife, and it's her walking down the hall. It's pretty cool. Look, I'm excited because I'm ready for this to end now.
It's a good ending, and that's why I thought it was a good sequel to a trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
So first sequel to a trilogy. So overall, I did like the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I still enjoy it. I think when people pick this apart and they're like, "I can't believe it's like this," I'm like, yeah, but I mean, Jason went to space. We accept a lot of shit in horror movies.
Yeah.
We can't accept this. Like, we can't just let this one be.
Yeah, out of all the suspension of disbelief I've done in my entertainment life, I can say that this one was not a huge stretch and was more than enough for me to enjoy.
Yeah.
And like most of these Halloween movies, which are my favorite horror franchise, it was spot on. It was great. Laurie Strode killed it. Everybody killed it and did a great job, and I can't wait to see where they go with the next one. But to tear it down and to do what we've done here tonight was really easy because it's not really the best.
It has its moments, dude. It has its moments where, like, again, and some of these character choices were like Tommy Doyle is straight up a kid beater. That's who he is.
Tommy Doyle is problematic on many levels. Okay, all these guys are. I mean, they're all drunks, so obviously there's not much going on. It's not like anybody's really, Haddonfield wasn't on the up and up.
Like even Marion Chambers, who's not from Haddonfield.
Right, because she was from a town over or something.
She was a nurse at Smith's Grove. That was it. She wasn't even from Haddonfield. And they did this in H2O as well with her, with the same actress. Mm-hmm. They come in and like for her to be like, "This is for Dr. Loomis." Why do you give a shit? You met him one night 40 years ago.
Well, they kind of made it seem like she was his assistant nurse, right? Like his personal nurse.
I never got that from that. I always got like she's just a nurse that would accompany him to like shoot him up with the morphine and stuff. Like she's a part of the state that he works with to transfer him.
Yeah, but I mean, she also visits him a couple times. She does it in the second one when he tells the bad story about.
Oh yeah, but remember this only goes from the first one.
Yeah.
That's why I'm kind of like, I mean, I get it when she shows up in others.
It's a stretch, but unfortunately, Dr. Loomis was dead.
Well, I guess if you're going to steal valor, you're going to try and get as many people willing to steal the same valor. This is a debacle, dude. All right, guys. So this is our review and roast of Halloween Kills from 2021. I can't wait to see the third one.
I know it's going to be wonderful.
It is going to be crazy and fun. But yeah, although I like the movie, I want to thank Tim, our Patreon supporter, who recommended this. Thank you, Tim. Appreciate that. Guys, if you want to recommend it, please join our Patreon. It's $5 a month. It's a lot of fun. We have this, multi-prize giveaways for one lucky winner, gifts all the time, tons of stuff happening. We're also, you can see the full uncut version of this show on our Patreon. Our YouTube has the cut version, but you can also laugh at that one too. But yeah, the full uncut will be there, and we also get early access to stuff and so much more. Join that. Also join our Discord. It's the Snobs Nation's Discord. You can go check it out. Just go to thescenesnobs.com. Has links to everything and more. Casey, man, thanks for joining in on Plot Roast, another episode. Our next episode was given to us by Paul, our other Patreon supporter, and that is The Stupids. We will be watching The Stupids. I've never seen it, so I'm anxious to see what this is all about.
All right. Something good that we both can destroy that we've never seen.
I know. I'm excited for that. But until next time, Casey, take it away, sir.
Thank you so much for joining us today, whether it be morning, afternoon, evening, or good night. Whatever way we're sending you off today, I hope you had a great one, and I hope we gave you a couple chuckles along your way. Thank you very much. As always, from my friend Mick, it is a pleasure doing this with you, and there's no one else I'd rather do it with, and no one else would put up with me. So I love you, buddy. I love everyone out there. Be kind to yourselves. Be kind to each other.
Couldn't have said it better myself, so I'm not gonna. Thanks for watching and listening, everybody. I'm the Scene Snob, Mick Manhattan. You can check out the Scene Snobs podcast live every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern on our YouTube channel or all podcast platforms afterwards. Also on our YouTube channel, you can check out great shows like Real Combat, the ultimate debate show for movie lovers, mixed movie picks with new recommendations every week, Geek Fest Live every Sunday night, and new movie reviews and news all the time. Like and subscribe, then hit the notification bell so you know when all of our new episodes drop. Thank you so much to all of our amazing Patreon supporters, with whom this would not be possible. They help keep the lights on and support us in such big ways. If you would like to become a supporter on our Patreon and take advantage of all the perks like monthly giveaways, early access, and so much more, head on over to the Scene Snobs Patreon page and just sign up on one of our 2 tiers. Join our awesome community of geeks, movie lovers, and so much more, and join up on our Discord. The Scene Snobs Discord is now live, and you can head over to thescenesnobs.com for links to there and more. The Scene Snobs merch store is now open with original fun designs that are available on all different types of merch and apparel. Check out thescenesnobsmerch.com. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe to all of our social media accounts like TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and so many more. We have fun updates, topics, we talk about collectibles, and so much more on there. It's a great time. You can find all of our links to everything on thescenesnobs.com or on our link tree, which are down in the descriptions below. Thanks again, everyone. Stay tuned and stay geeky.